What is good, everybody, and welcome back to another podcast episode. Sorry for the long hiatus again. Life has been happening. I mean, good life, normal stuff, but life has been happening. That's pretty much why. But hopefully we could try to get this more consistently, especially with the summertime rolling around. I know summertime's not really a big time for sports, but this time right now is a big time in sports. So, of course, like always, of course, Michael Hearn there. Of course, with Andre Tainter. Andre, how are you doing on this fine Thursday night?
Good after what you just did on MLB The Show, bruh. This dude clutched up, bro.
Yeah, with that Yordan Alvarez.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, probably
5-4, bottom of the eighth. Bro makes the swing of his life and hits a 2-run home run to put us in the lead, and then gets the save in the ninth. Respect.
Heck yeah, that's just how we roll. That's just how we roll. And then, yeah, that's probably gotta be the greatest show game I've ever played, to be honest. W. Absolute W. Yeah. But, without further ado, let's get started with the sports ball. And, of course, This weekend is Saturday, of course, and with that is the Final Four. Let's talk about the Final Four first. So first of all, our matchups here, we got the 2-1 seeds. You got Arizona and you got Michigan, and then the other game you got the 3-seed Illinois against 2-seeded UConn. Of course, we could go down. Arizona has had a decent path. They did destroy LIU. They did destroy Long Island. Sadly, sorry, Long Island fans. Go Fins for the future. You guys have a bright future in the NEC conference. Respect to you guys over there in Long Island. And then and then also they just pretty much took care of Utah State. They took care of Arkansas, and they took care of Purdue. So Arizona has just been dominating through this tournament recently. Meanwhile, Michigan kind of struggled with Howard in the beginning, then beat them, beat the brakes out of St. Louis, took control of Alabama, absolutely just dominated Tennessee, making some runs to the Final Four. And then looking at UConn, they had some struggle against Furman. They beat Furman. Had some struggle against UCLA. They beat UCLA. Had some struggle against Michigan State. Beat Michigan State. And, of course, Braylon Mullins with an incredible shot against Duke that we'll definitely talk about during this Final Four preview. And then Illinois beat the brakes out Penn. Beat the brakes out VCU. Controlled Houston. And then had struggles with Iowa, but then did win. And now all these four here in the Final Four. And now here we are. So Dre, what are you looking forward to most about this Final Four?
I want to see an Arizona-UConn championship. Well, number one, because I got money on Arizona, so I need them to win. But I don't want Illinois to win, because I'm not an Illinois fan, even though repping the Bears, repping all the Chicago teams. Technically, Illinois isn't Chicago's Big Ten team. Northwestern is, which is why I'm a fan. And we're going to get to them later, because I actually have a conversation I need to have. And obviously, Illinois is in Champaign, and that's not Chicago. So I wasn't their fan when I started liking college basketball. And obviously, like I said, Arizona, I have money on them. And I don't like Michigan either. And two other Big Ten teams I don't want to win. So UConn, I don't like their head coach. Arizona, I have liked them all year. I think they should be the favorite. Michigan, you've gone to the transfer portal. You've brought people from here and there. Yaxel Lindenborg was crying about how Alabama didn't offer him out of the transfer portal. Why would I want a guy like that to win? I want Braylon Mullins to up his draft stock even more so he can go in the top 10, just so the Bulls don't draft him. And then I want Arizona to beat him. That's what I want.
Yeah, speaking of Braylon Mullins, let's talk about that shot. That shot against against Duke, absolutely ridiculous. Duke was up 17 in that one, and then UConn came all the way back somehow, and then And then one of the worst things about Duke always just recruiting these freshmen. Make a mistake at the end. UConn takes advantage with another freshman, Braylon Walsh. It's incredible. Dre, your reaction to that shot?
I didn't see it at first. I saw like the notification, like what a shot by Braylon Mullins, and then I looked and I'm like, wow, what a shot. And I'm just gonna talk a little bit about Duke here. I hate how they're a super just one and done team. Obviously, we get a guy like Cooper Flagg who's gonna go first overall, like unanimous number one overall. Cameron Boozer is not that guy this year. Carlos Boozer, he played for the Bulls and the Jazz. I hate him. He has such a huge ego with his two kids, and then one of his kids is the one that blows it. And I loved it. I loved it. Obviously, I don't want... These guys are our age, if not younger. I don't want to see these guys not succeed, because obviously they're going to go on to the NBA. But like right now, with how their dad acts like they're just the best players in the country, when they're really not, I can name at least 4 players that are better than Cam Boozer. And Caden Boozer won't even be a first-round pick this year, if not next year. And I just think that Duke hasn't been good this whole tournament. I mean, I'm going to go scroll through here. I'll talk about every one of their games. Obviously, the first game. If Siena had one more player, this would have never happened. Braylon Mullins would have never needed to take that shot. Let's see, round 2. Who did Duke have round 2? Where are they?
TCU, bro.
Oh, yeah. Duke shot like
half.
25 free throws. TCU shot 9. Round 3. Duke had St. John's. St. John's held on to them, lost by 5. And that's when I started hating Carlos Boozer. Because he was waving bye to St. John's as if you aren't, like, you're playing with them and you're playing against a 5th-year senior or 4th-year senior, Zubiagio 4. You see Dylan Darling, who'd they just beat barely the round before that? Kansas, they wanted a buzzer beater. And then Duke in the game against UConn. You're up 17 points. You're supposed to be the best team in the country. What's their coach's name again?
John Shire.
Yeah, no. I saw people saying, oh, Coach K would have never let it happen. I think he would have. I'm not high on Dame Sarr. The team isn't... I'm saying this from my couch and from my chair. I'm not shit at basketball, but those guys are on a different level. But I just think that you shouldn't be so high on these freshmen, and they shouldn't be one and dones. Obviously, Dame or Dame Sarr is a sophomore. Isaiah Evans, is he a senior or a junior? Well, while you look that up, you have Caden Boozer, you have Carlos Boozer, and then you have a junior in Patrick Ngongba and a senior in Caleb Foster.
Isaiah Evans is a sophomore.
Isaiah Evans is a sophomore? Dang.
Oh, he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's where J. Cole's from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Towards the end of the podcast, we're going to have some J. Cole news for you. But
yeah.
Stay tuned for that. We'll talk about J. Cole later, but...
But I just don't...
Very good album.
I just don't think that Duke is all that. Seriously, I don't think they ever are. Last year, they blew it against Houston. This year, when's the last time they won the tournament? 2015? It's been a decade. For being the basketball...
We don't talk about 2015. We don't talk about 2015.
For being the basketball blue blood... I know why you're saying that because they beat Wisconsin. But for being the basketball blue blood... You haven't done anything in over a decade. And I'm saying that being a fan of a poop team. It's like, Michael, you're a fan of Wisconsin. They're a good basketball program. And obviously, this is the year that they were the only upset. But...
Yeah. I mean... That's pretty much just Wisconsin basketball is. We're a good program. We're not Blue Buds or anything. I mean, we're always going to make the NCAA tournament, but we don't usually win national titles. Our only national title was 1941. So that was like the 4th year of college basketball. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I thought about Duke. Their time to win it was last year. Duke had the perfect balance last year between senior leadership and the young studs. I just want to take a look at this 2025
Oh,
basketball roster here. Of
I
course.
can name like all of them for you. So obviously they had Patrick Igongba. They had they still had Caleb Foster.
Oh wait. I was talking about last year's team.
I know. I'm saying that. Don't worry.
Wait.
I'll get to it.
Oh, they were on that team. Huh. I did not know that.
Son. They had Knipple, who's a freshman. They had Cooper, who was a freshman. They had Sion James, who was a senior. Who else did they have? Tyrese Proctor. Was he a junior at the time or was he a senior?
Junior.
Okay. And then obviously you had Dame Sar, but he was a freshman not really playing. They have Malik Brown. I'm pretty sure he was on that team last year. He's a senior this year.
Yup.
Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Don't even say their name. Just say like their grade, like if they were a contributor.
Freshman.
I'm missing a freshman from Duke. I said Con. I said
still
Coop.
freshman. That.
I don't even know who is it. Is he? Did he go to the league?
Yeah, it's a first round draft pick.
Wow. Oh, Kaman Malawak.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean that's a good team. You had three lottery picks, plus Sion James, who was an early second rounder. Tyrese Proctor was a second. You had 5 draft picks. How do you not win a ring? And you don't even make it.
They had upperclassmen with freshmen. That's like the perfect balance. Young guys plus older like state like leadership. Like that was I thought that was the year for Duke to win it last year. Honestly, but they could go into the transfer portal. But I think Duke they gotta go in. I mean, yes, recruit the freshmen, but I think you gotta go get in the transfer portal.
If Duke goes out and gets like 2 5-stars this year, and they go out and get like a good transfer that's a senior, they could run it back next year. I don't think Nicholas Kamenia is going to go to the draft. You're obviously going to lose Isaiah Evans. You're going to lose Dame Sar. You're going to lose Carlos Boozer. Do you think Caden Boozer will go to the draft this year, or do you think he'll wait? But the only reason I think he will... You got it.
I think he's going to pull a Trey Jones, and I think he's going to stay another year.
Because his brother went the year before him?
Because I just don't think he's ready.
Neither do I. I mean... I don't think he is either.
I think he needs another year. He needs another year.
That is true. Well, on that note, I think we're done rambling about Duke.
Yeah.
What other... I mean, other than that, we already went over... I mean, who do you want to win? I mean, there's 4 teams, obviously. Which of the 4 do you think will, or who do you want to win?
Well, in my bracket, I had Michigan winning the national title. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with them winning a national title. But, as much... I mean, I would love to see Tommy Lloyd in Arizona win the national title. I mean, they've been good for so long. They just have a great program. Like, Arizona's just always been good. I've had major respects for Arizona. I love Tommy Lloyd, and I love what they do. Of course, the Badgers played them last year and 2 years ago, and I just gave respect from that home-and-home series. It was a great home-and-home series, even though we got blown out in Tucson. But that win against Arizona was just awesome at Madison. And I love Tommy Lloyd's response, saying, we're a good program, and this is what you expect. And just so much respect. I would love to see Arizona. But also, I would love to see a Big Ten team win it. It's been 26 years, man. It's been 26 years. I know that usually root against the conference, but it's been 26 years. Man, a Big Ten team's got to do it sometime, man.
That's fair. I just think, like you said, you don't root for your conference opponents. I'm just glad Duke lost, or not Duke. Well, actually, yeah, I'm glad Duke lost, but I'm also glad Purdue lost. But also, I remember you talking about senior year when Arizona played the Badgers in... That was the one in Tucson, right? In 23? Or was it last year that was in Tucson?
Yeah. Well, that been November 20 or December 2023 actually.
Yeah, because I remember watching that on my in my bed on a Saturday, and I was just sitting there like, damn, this is a really good team. That's when they had like Pele Larson, Caleb Love.
Caleb was Jaden Bradley still around?
Probably. I don't know.
I think he was young. I think he was young. They had a good squad that year though. I definitely do know that.
Yeah, Arizona won 98-73. Holy AJ Store, I forgot. They had Keyshawn Johnson, Omar Ballo, Kylan Boswell, Paulius Moraskis, Jaden Bradley, KJ Lewis. This team was Henry Vasar. This team was stacked.
Yeah, this team was. I remember they were a glorified NBA team. They legit
Philip
were.
Philip Borovikinen, the guy for Xavier. Dude, this team was stacked. Oh, and Motijus Krivas. He was a freshman.
Yeah, Mo Krivas.
I mean, that team is
that
just
year,
gross.
Arizona lost in the Sweet 16 that year to Clemson.
Oh, this was the crazy year, though, wasn't it? No, that was the year before.
No, 2024, 2023 was the crazy year.
Just want to let people know. Just want to let people know. Mineral Point legend Isaac Lindsay played 1 minute in that game. Oh my, dude, he coaches them now. That's crazy.
Wait, Isaac Lindsay coaches Mineral Point now?
Yeah, he's an assistant.
For our out of state friends, that guys did not live in Wisconsin, Mineral Point, we both went to Riverdale High School. Shout out Riverdale. Mineral Point was in our conference, and we're in Southwest Wisconsin, a little area. Well, I'm in UW right where, but Dre's in Southwest Wisconsin. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's who Mineral Point is. It's a high school in Southwest Wisconsin that we played in high school. For those out of Wisconsin friends out there, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in from all the way from Utah.
Wherever.
Appreciate you. But yeah, or wherever you guys are from. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out you guys. You guys are warriors. Now shout out everybody, but shout out those out of state people. Yeah. We appreciate you guys. Hey, if we got some out of the country guys, shout out you guys as well. If you guys don't know what Wisconsin is, it's a state in the United States. So yeah, shout out you guys. Yeah.
All right, I think that's enough. I think that's enough college basketball for now. What else do you want to talk about?
Well, Dre, I think you have a lot to talk about the MLB with its opening day.
Opening day baseball. Let me just go to the MLB tab.
Or the first week.
Oh, first week? Okay, we can go over it. Holy cow! Let's just go to the standings. But yeah, I'll just talk a little bit. Just from what I could see in the NL Central, actually the whole division's at least 500, which is surprising. We're 6 games into the season though, which that will change quite a bit. But a surprising team that I really want to talk about are the Miami Marlins. I think for how cheap they are and how people are saying, oh, they always trade away their stars, they have a plus 15 run differential right now. That's the best. That's the second best in baseball. Never mind. Holy cow! It's the third best. It's the third best in baseball. The New York Yankees are 5-1 with an 18 differential. The Marlins are 5-1 as well with a 15 run differential. The Brewers are 5-1 with a 28 run differential. And dude, the Cubs have a plus 6 run differential, and the Reds have a negative 9, and they're 3-3. Dude, but in my opinion, I'm just gonna go through it. New York and Toronto, those are 2 teams I'd expect to be at the top. Boston starting 1-5. You, me, and Allen had that conversation about Caleb Durbin starting 0 for 18 with like 7 strikeouts. That's rough, especially for the Brewers. They got David Hamilton, who they said I think is first in the MLB in stolen bases, which is huge
Yeah.
value that any team could use. AL Central, I think that's the weakest division in baseball. Cleveland is 4-3 with like Michael. The whole division has a negative or even run differential. The Guardians, who are in first place, has a -7 run differential. That is sad.
AL Central baseball. That is literally AL Central just baseball. Well, AL Central has been better the previous years, but before like 2024, peak AL Central baseball.
Yeah. The AL West, obviously you have the Houston, Texas, and Seattle, and then the Athletics are 1-5. They're still going to be so garbage for another year or so. I mean,
Yeah,
the Angels are all right. I mean, Mike Trout has been saving their season. He's been saving himself. But then we go to the National League, NL East. I really hope the Nationals fall off. I mean, I like a couple of their players, but their fans got so cocky after they beat the Cubs in the first few games, and it's just like, oh no, it's the first 3 games of the season. Alex Bregman's finding a new place. The Cubs pitching staff is garbage. But Miami, I hope they keep it together. I hope they can stay to 3 or 4. And then
plus they're doing this without Kyle Stowers.
yeah, he's been hurt to start the year, and he's their best player easily. Oh,
Yeah.
I think that's a weird trade though. We could talk about that. The Kyle Stowers Trevor Rogers trade. I think that is a huge win-win trade for both of those teams. Kyle Stowers has been a huge piece of that Marlins outfield. Obviously not this year, but they picked up another guy who I will say there's another win-win trade I'll talk about right after this. But the Marlins outfield has been really good. I mean, they're super young. The guy I'm going to talk about had a walk-off home run in the second or third game. And then the Orioles, their opening day starter, I'm pretty sure, Trevor Rogers. He went, I think, 7 innings of almost at least 1-run ball. But another win-win trade are the Cubs and the Marlins. The Marlins got Owen Casey, who had a walk-off 2-run home run against the Rockies. It's the Rockies, but that's still really good value. You get a guy who's 22, 23 years old, hitting you walk-off home runs in his first series on your team. And the Cubs get Edward Cabrera, who threw 7 shutout innings against the Angels. But personally, I guess we'll move on to the NL Central at that. The Brewers and the Cubs, hopefully they're the 2 top teams. But right now, St. Louis is playing out of their mind, and I hate it. I love J.J. Weatherholt. I hate that I like him, but he is just really good at baseball. The Pirates, they're going to fall off a cliff. I can already tell you that. With their outfield and their fielding, it's just horrendous. And then the Reds beat the Red Sox in a 3-game series. It's like the Red Sox are looking rough. Like I said, with Caleb Durbin. And then the Cubs are technically last. Of course, because why wouldn't they be? And then the NL West, right now every team is at least 2-4. The Dodgers are 4-2, Diamondbacks 3-3, and then the other 3 teams are kind of meh. I think the Padres are going to be kind of mid this year, and then the Rockies are obviously going to end up being last, and the Giants and Padres will fight for that 3 spot. I think the Diamondbacks and Dodgers will be good, which is weird because I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, the Diamondbacks are good this year, but I don't know. I think they could be pretty solid. I mean, Ketel Marte can put up 35 home runs any year you want, and you'll get 80 wins. Okay, that's enough of me talking. What about you, Michael? What are you thinking about the MLB season so far?
Hey guys, editing Andre here. After this little spot here, you're going to notice that I'm not in the video anymore. You can still hear my audio, but you won't be able to see like my face or my reactions. So, thanks, and hopefully it'll be fixed for next time. Of course, on our first video back.
I'm enjoying every moment that I'm trying to get. I got Brewers.tv. Shout out my mother for getting that. Now I can watch the Brewers every single night once again. The first time I've been able to do that since the 2019 season, and even then that was cut short. So basically, since the 2018 season, I've been able to watch every single. Have I watched every single Brewer game? No, because I've been busy. But when I'm free time, heck yeah! Now I can watch the Brewers during class again. Oh, professors, you did not hear that. But Anyways, and I'm joking. Anyways, yeah. I've been just enjoying the Brewers season so far. I've been chill.
I'm sure you have.
But, anyways, there's still a whole bunch of ball to be put left. But anyways, I'm just enjoying all the baseball before, of course, we get to the depressing stuff, the lockout stuff going on, with the owners and that stuff, salary cap, that stuff. But yeah, if you guys want a decreased chance of lockout, root for the small markets. I know you guys are big market. You're not gonna like this me to say that, but root for the small markets. Root for the Orioles. Root for the Rays. Root
for the Marlins.
Root for the Marlins. Yes. Root for the
Even though
Royals.
they're in Miami, which is not a small,
No.
But
Root for the Twins. The whole entire AL Central root for.
true, that is a very small division.
Yeah. I don't know about the Athletics because
They're just buns. They're always going to be bad, I guess.
Oh yeah, they're dealing with a whole lot. Like Sacramento. The movement from Oakland to Sacramento. They got some young talent, but man, just the situations just off the field that they're dealing with, playing in the minor league ballpark. Unknowing when they're gonna move to Vegas. There's just a lot of stuff going on with the Athletics. They got young core looks promising, but yeah, not great. And then the Rays. I guess you could say they're back. They're glad to be back in Tropicana Field. I guess. Now, since the Athletics don't play in Oakland Coliseum, you could say that Tropicana Field is the worst stadium in the MLB now. For sure. Yeah, they're back in the Trop. Yay, I guess. You're back in the worst stadium in the MLB. I don't know. What would you rather have play in? That or the Steinbrenner Field that they're playing in Yankee spring training?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't hear the whole thing you said right there. Was it just about the Tropicana?
I'm gonna say, would you rather play it there or their spring training facility they've been playing in?
Oh, yeah. Nah. Personally, I think that they should get a stadium upgrade anyways. But I think if Oakland just wasn't cheap, like literally I'm looking at the MLB page right now, and everybody's like, New York Yankees, Chicago Cubs, Philadelphia Phillies, Milwaukee Brewers, and it just says Athletics. I don't like that. But anyways, on the athletic news, I just want to shout out Daniel Susak, one of the former top prospects for the Athletics. In his first start tonight for the San Francisco Giants, he was picked in the Rule 5 draft by the Twins and then traded to San Francisco. He went 3 for 3 tonight in a walk in his first start. So, shout out to him. It's just something I saw on here. Yeah, W. He's our player of the day.
Yeah, give a player of the day. Yeah. But anyways, this is a good looking. Other than the Dodgers, I think this is wide open. Of course, the Dodgers could. Even then, the Dodgers could deal with injury concerns. I feel like this is gonna be a wide open MLB season. The AL East is going to be a gauntlet. Like the Blue Jays, the Yankees, the Orioles, I think are gonna improve. They got some pitching and that stuff. The Rays, I think they're going to improve too. You got another year of Junior Caminero, Jonathan Aranda, and then you got McClanahan coming back. I know he didn't look that great against the Brewers, but that was his first start back. He's going to get better and better. The Red Sox are looking very promising. AL Central's a mixed bag, pretty much except for the Twins and the White Sox. Yeah. Even then, the White Sox have some decent young talent on that team. But
they're still
AL West... AL West, absolutely Mariners, but you can make arguments for the Rangers with their pitching staff. The Astros, never count them out. Angels, maybe? I don't know. NL East, of course, you got the Phillies. The Mets, if the talent works together and that stuff. The Marlins keep ascending. The Braves, if they could stay healthy, I know the Jerks and Profar suspension does not help. The Nationals.
How is he still in the league?
I have no idea. No idea. And then the NL Central. Of course, everybody's saying the Brewers are going to take this division, but the Cubs, they're still going to be competent. I think the Cubs are still going to give us a run for their money. I think they have a lot of talent. And the Brewers kind of regressed this offseason. But I know power of friendship, but the Cubs just could be a foe. The Cardinals, I feel like they're more mediocre and everything. They're basically the Pittsburgh Steelers of the MLB. They're gonna be mediocre. Pirates, people are hyping up the Pirates. They're off. Yes, they have a good pitching staff, but the offense, no. And the Reds,
Their fielding is awful.
yeah, especially O'Neal. Yeah, showing on opening day on national television, O'Neal Cruz. It's not just him, but not great. And the NL West, yeah, Dodgers. But you got the Giants. I mean, I know their hitting has been struggling so far this year. They got a lot of talent. How in the world do they have that much talent and just not producing runs? Like, you only scored 21 runs in 7 games. With an offense like that, that's 3 runs per game. With an offense like that, how? Come on, Giants. Diamondbacks, of course, could be Padres. I mean, those two are going to be contenders too. Padres are kind of falling off because Core's getting older. Their time is running short, of course, and then you get the Rockies. But overall, wide open MLB season. Enjoy the last of it because we don't know if we're going to have baseball next year, so enjoy every single bit of it.
Literally, I agree. What was I going to talk about? I had one thing. I don't remember what it was. Well, I ran. Oh, speaking of the Pirates, huge news coming out of Pittsburgh tomorrow. Do you know what it is, Michael?
They called up a young prospect.
Connor Griffin is making his debut tomorrow.
Yeah, because I guess they're sick and tired of seeing Jared Triolo at shortstop.
Jared Triolo at shortstop.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, why not? Why not? He needs something to bolster that offense.
True. Yeah, I don't know. Is that really all we got for baseball?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got. Yeah, just beginning of the season stuff. I guess you want to go through predictions?
I got this. I got this.
I know this is definitely going to be a lot harder than last year. All right, first of all. All right, who do you got coming out of the AL East?
AL East. I'm going to stick with the team that won it all last year. Won it all. They should have. I'm going to say the Blue Jays are going to stick to their agenda. I think they're going to win the AL East. Yankees will not be too far close behind, and they will end up meeting somebody in the divisional round after beating the wild card.
Yeah, I'm going to lean toward the Blue Jays as well. I think they got pretty much... The Bo Bichette loss hurts. But I think they did pretty solid with them in the playoffs anyways. But yeah, I'll take the Blue Jays. I'll definitely take the Blue Jays there. Plus their pitching is just... Yeah, the pickup of Dylan Cease is very underrated. And then... Yeah, Savage is starting the year off the IL, but I love to see a full season of Trey Savage. Bullpens would be great.
He's a
Of
baller.
course. Yeah. Hoffman is a little iffy, but when he's on, he's on. Of course, he's still got Vladimir Guerrero. Kazuma Okamoto. How about that? The Blue Jays getting part of the Japanese market. Love to see that. And plus, they just play really good defense overall. I do like the Blue Jays to take the AL East again. All right, AL Central.
All right, fair enough. I don't even like anybody out of this division. I'm going to say the Royals. I'm going to mark this down. I'm going to make a doc, and I'm going to make sure that we keep receipts.
Keep receipts. Yeah, I remember the Rangers winning the World Series last year. Yeah, not great. Not great.
All right, I got the Royals coming out of the AL. AL Central.
I'm gonna go with the Tigers. I'm gonna go with Tigers this one. Of course, that Framber Valdez pickup is another underrated. I mean, listen to this rotation: Tarek Skubal, Framber Valdez, Jack Flaherty, old man Justin Verlander, but Justin Verlander and Casey Mize. That's gas. Kenley Jansen's a closer.
That's
Will
mid.
West,
That's
Mid?
mid.
Okay, top heavy, but I
Very
like that
top
Framber.
heavy.
I don't know. I
You
think
go
if
from
Flaherty can get
you
going,
go from Skubal to Valdez. He's not liked by his own catchers. Did you see him last year? He got a home run hit off of
that
him.
is
He
true.
blamed it on his catcher and threw a fastball at his neck.
That is true. That is true. If he could get along with Dylan Dingler, he'll be a very good pitcher. He'll be very good if he gets along with Dylan Dingler.
Fair
And
enough.
if he can get some motion, again, top heavy and inconsistent, but when they're on, they are on. Anyways, you still got Javier Baez, still got Spencer Torkelson, Gleyber Torres, Kevin McGonigal has been very solid.
He's a baller.
Yes, Riley Green, Parker Mills, Garrett Carpenter. I like the squad. I think the collapse is from last year is a fluke. I'm gonna go with the Tigers.
All right.
What
about the AL West, Michael?
All right, I'll start AL West. I'm gonna go Mariners again. I think Cal Raleigh will take a step back, of course, because there's no way a catcher is doing that again. Raleigh, don't get me wrong, he's very good. He's gonna put up good numbers, but he is not doing what he did last year. I'm gonna say that right now. A wear and tear in the catcher, there's no way. But that pitching staff: Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller when healthy. That's a banging starting five. Relievers: you got Andres Munoz, you got Matt Brash, Gabe Spire, all very solid. Of course, Raleigh. They still have Josh Naylor. They still have Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez. I still think they can win this AL West.
I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to say Mariners because you hit it right on the head of the nail. That sounds about right.
Yeah. All right. Now we're going to the National League side of things. NL East.
I'm going to stick with the Atlanta Braves. I know the Phillies and the Mets might make their comebacks, but I think the Braves are going to pick it up this year. Did you not just see the butt whooping they gave the New York Mets today? That was not the right game. I'm not thinking of the right game. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 17-2. 17-2.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I think the Phillies, the core's getting older. They lost Castellanos. The Mets are the Mets. I know they made the offseason moves they did, but they're the Mets. The Marlins are up and grooving. Honestly, you could pick anybody. But this is the tough one. I'm leaning toward Mets or Braves. I'm gonna go with the Braves as well. I just do not trust the Mets after seeing that collapse last year.
Mets are going to Met.
Yup. And look at this Braves roster. Even though Profar is out, you still got Chris Sale. You still got Spencer Strider. Strider's coming back. Reynaldo Lopez is still great. Grant Holmes, Bryce Elder, in that bullpen. Raisel Iglesias, Robert Suarez in that pen. Tyler Kinley, absolute ridiculous. You got Drake Baldwin, Sean Murphy, and Jonah Heim as your catchers.
That's an elite group.
Oh my gosh, yes. Absolutely. And then you got Matt Olson. Dominic Smith at first base, but dude, Matt Olson, if he can get it going again. Ozzy Albies, Austin Riley, Ha-Seong Kim when he's healthy, Yastrzemski, Harris, Acuna. If this team can stay healthy, they will win the NL East.
You're just nailing everything. I can't even say anything now.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna move on. I got the Cubs.
I respect it. I respect it, but come on. The power of friendship, bro. The power of friendship. Give me the Brewers. I know the Cubs probably have a better offseason, of course, because the Brewers definitely degrees, but man, as long as we have Pat Murphy as our manager, and as long as we have the power of friendship, we're going to win 90 games. We're going to choke in the playoffs, but we're going to do well in the regular season. Give me the Brewers. Biased or not biased. I don't care.
And then NL West, are we both just agreeing Dodgers? Because what else are we supposed to say?
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk about the division.
I mean, the only thing that's going to make this competitive is the injuries, and even then, the Dodgers are running away with this.
They could have a whole roster of injuries, and they could bring up a whole lineup of prospects that could hit off of MLB pitching.
Yeah. Absolute insane that the Dodgers are throwing this. The amount of money and just the prospect pool that they have. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. So now that we got our division winners, let's do our top three. Let's rank those division winners, and then we'll do wild card. So starting off with the AL East. So Dre, you have the Blue Jays, the Royals, and the Mariners as your AL champions. Seed those. 1 through 3.
Hang on. I got the Mariners at the 1, the Blue Jays at the 2, and the Royals at the 3. And then there's 3 wild cards, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Houston at the 4. Or no, I'm gonna go Yankees at the 4, Houston at the 5, Rangers at the 6.
I don't hate that.
I don't
I
hate
don't hate that.
I don't run it.
I don't hate that at all. All right. And me, I'm going to go Blue Jays 1, Tigers 2, Mariners 3. I think the Tigers are gonna take a step up. I think last year was a fluke. I think they're better. I know they're starting 2 and 4. I know they're struggling, but I think they'll get it together. Maybe start off cold and then finish hot. Maybe do what they kind of did 2 years ago. And then my wild cards. Give me the Yankees at the 4. Oh my gosh. This is hard. Okay, give me Yankees at the 4. I think the Astros are gonna make a comeback. Give me the Astros at the 5. You know what? Give me the Red Sox at the 6.
Wow.
I'm falling to the hype of the Red Sox. I'm falling.
I
Garrett
thought-
Crochet.
I thought you were gonna say Guardians, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm gonna go Red Sox because that starting with you still got Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray, Ranger Suarez, Brian Bayo, and Conley early, I guess, but those 4 earlier. My goodness. Aroldis Chapman is still there. I mean, they signed Wilson Contreras. I mean, Caleb Durbin's been sucking it up right now, but Roman Anthony, I think, is going to take a step up. He had a great year last year, and let's see he's not great. He's not great, but I think he'll pick it up. I think he's going to have a good year this year. Of course, still got Jaron Duran, Willie Abreu. I believe in this Red Sox squad.
Fair enough.
All right, now the National League. How would you see the National League?
Dodgers 1, Cubs 2, Braves 3, Brewers 4. I'm gonna go Phillies 5. I don't think there'll be a second team out of the West. I'm gonna go Phillies 5, Mets 6. I think the Padres will fall apart either now and won't be able to recover, or are going to fall apart at the end of the year. I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to have the firepower. And I said they might be a contender, but it's boom or bust. It's either they're going to be really good or they're going to be really bad. And then I don't think the Giants pitching staff is going to be able to hold them that long. So I got the Phillies and the Mets both making it out of the National League East. I think that's going to be a really tough division to win in. And then I have the Marlins at a close 7 seed.
If only if there was 7. Yeah. Yeah. All right, and then mine. I'm actually gonna go with the Braves 1 seed. I think the Dodgers will sustain some injuries throughout the year. They usually do. But I'm going to go Braves 1 seed, but I am going Dodgers 2 seed. And then I'll go Brewers at the 3 seed. And then 4 seed, give me the Cubs at the 4. And then at the 5. Oh, this is where it gets tight. At the 5, give me. Give me the Mets at the 5. And give me the Phillies at the 6.
So just flip around mine. So we're both very, very similar. I mean, in the NL, but we both have the same playoff teams, but the AL we're kind of different.
Now, NL West, your NL West fans are probably saying, oh my gosh, the disrespect. How dare you? I don't trust the Giants' offense. I don't trust the Diamondbacks. And the Padres are getting old. Argue. That's...
I personally think that all those teams will be able to compete with each other so much that they're going to end up they'll all end up going 500 against each other. They're all going to end up at that 83 win mark, and it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, it's just going to be division cannibalism, literally.
Yes, that's literally what it is.
Alrighty, and now that we got our seeds, alright, Jerry, who do you got? Alright, playoff predictions. Start with the American League. Who do you got?
So how does the seeding go? It goes
6-3, 5-4.
6-3-5-4. So that means for the American League, it will be the Kansas City Royals against the Texas Rangers, and then the Houston Astros against the New York Yankees. I actually, you know what? I'm going to go with the Rangers over the Royals in round 1. So the 6 over the 3. And then I'm going to go with the 4 over the 5. I think the Yankees will be able to stick with the Astros.
I like that. Alright, and then mine, I got the 6-year Red Sox going against 3-seed Mariners. Give me the Mariners sweep. I think the Red Sox would be too young. For the again the Royals did, but I think Mariners, they've been there, done that. I got them in the sweep, and then give me the Yankees in 3. I think that'll be a good series there against the Astros. All right, National League wild card. So 6-3, 5-4.
So I got the Braves against the Phillies. Right? No, I have the Braves against the Mets, and then I have the Brewers against the Phillies, right? That's how that works. Yeah, because the 4 and the 5. I had the Phillies at the 5, the Brewers at the 4.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Braves over the Mets in 3, and then I'm gonna take the Brewers over the Phillies in 3. So both the higher seeds win. So the 3 and the 4 win.
Gotcha. And then for me, pause. Oh yeah, 6-seed Phillies against 3-seed Brewers. There's just something about the Brewers being the 3-seed, bro. I gotta do this for reverse psychology reasons. Phillies in 3.
Damn.
Reverse psychology. Brewers, prove me wrong. Please. Phillies in 3. The Brewers do not do well as a 3.
And then the Cubs and the Mets.
And then give me the Cubs in 2.
Damn. Straight up.
Cubs,
Okay.
Cubs and Wrigley is a different animal.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Okay, so now we got the 1 and the... So it'll be the 1 versus the lowest seed, right?
No. This is not... Okay. This is not NFL, so it'd be 1 against 5 or 4, and then 2 against 3 or 6. This is not reseeding like what the NFL does.
That's weird. Okay, so Okay, so 1 versus 5 or 4. So that means I would have the
The Blue
Mariners.
Jays- Oh, Mariners, yeah.
I'd have the Mariners against the
Yankees.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go Yankees. So that's a 5-game series, right? Yeah, because that's what the Cubs Brewers one was last year. Give me Yankees in 5. I think that the Yankees will take one in Seattle, and then they'll just actually no. I'm gonna go Yankees in 4. I think they're gonna take one. I think the Mariners will open up the series with a blowout, and then the Yankees will take one in Seattle, and then the Yankees just won't get beat at home.
Something about the Mariners against the Yankees, they always struggle in the
Mhm.
playoffs. I do not hate that. I like the history angle if you thought about that. But if not, if you do not think about the history angle, I also respect that as well.
So
and
now I
then-
got the Blue Jays and the Rangers
Yeah,
because that would be the
2 and 6.
2 and 6. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna make it an AL East, ALCS. Give me the Blue Jays in 3.
Do not hate that. I do not hate that. All right, and then for me, all right, and then I got the once. All right, 4 seed Yankees against 1 seed Blue Jays. Does history repeat itself?
Oh.
Yes, it does. Except Blue Jays win this in 5 instead of 4.
Okay.
Give the Blue Jays. I mean, something about Aaron Judge in clutch situations. I just have yet to see it. I have yet to see it. I want to see Aaron Judge prove it in the clutch. He didn't do it last year. He didn't do it the year before. Did not do it in the World Baseball Classic. I've yet to see him do it. So that's why give me the Blue Jays. And then 3 seed Mariners gets 2 seeded Tigers. I'm going to go Tigers with this one. I think the Tigers, after that 18-inning cinematic masterpiece of an ALDS Game 5 last year, where they ran 2, not 1, but 2 salmon runs. Give me I think the Tigers will be much more hungry, much more improved. Give me the Detroit Tigers. All right, and then your NLDS. So
1 seed, 1 seeded
Against-
Dodgers against the
4 seeded Brewers. Oh gosh.
I would like to say an upset. I think it's Dodgers in 5. I think the Brewers. I think that'll be very similar to the Cubs series last year. I think that the Dodgers and they swept them in 4 last year in the NLCS. That was last year. I think honestly the Brewers have gotten worse, but I think the more that they have these young guys come in and develop, I think it'll go to 5. I think the home team will win every game again like last year.
Yeah, and then there's something about us against the Dodgers.
2018. Nah.
Last year,
Yeah.
har. But, alright, and then your 2 seed was the
Cubs.
Cubs against
The 3 seed Braves.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when Seiya Suzuki dropped that ball in Atlanta. Is it going to be heartbreak again? Probably. I'm going to go Braves in 5, just like last year. I think it's going to be a Braves-Dodgers run back. But yeah.
Alright, and then me, I got the 4 seed Cubs against the 1 seed Braves.
Oh, okay. So it's the same
Yeah.
matchup, just different seeds.
I'm going to go Braves in 4. The Phillies are not in the way. That's why I got the Braves. I think the Cubs will definitely give up a fight. They have the talent, but when the Braves are fully healthy, they're just on. And I just think there's no Phillies, so give me the Braves. And then I have the 6-seeded Phillies against 2-seeded Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers sweep.
So we both have the same AL or NLCS. Okay.
Yeah. All right, ALCS. Who do you have in your ALCS? Oh yeah, ALCS.
We both
Yankees
have.
or Blue
Wait,
Jays?
we have the same ALCS, don't we? No.
I had-
Yeah, you
I had
had
Blue
you had
Jays
the
and
Blue Jays and Yankees in the ALDS. Um, I think it's gonna be a very hard fought series. I want the Blue Jays. I want the Blue Jays in 5. They're gonna go to Canada. They're gonna go to Canada. They're gonna win 3. Because doesn't it go? No, it goes 2-2. No, 2-3. What? How does it go? Does it go 2-2-1? What?
2-2. Okay, 2-3-2.
Okay, so it is 2-3-2.
Yeah.
I think. No, give it to me in 6 then. I think I think it's a good one. I think it's gonna go Blue Jays, Blue Jays, Yankees, Blue Jays, Yankees, Blue Jays in 6 and back in Toronto.
All right, and then all right. Maybe between the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Where's the kitchen sink? If I had the kitchen sink, I'd throw it. Give me the Tigers. Give me the Detroit Tigers. You know what? Why not? Give me the Tigers. You know what? World Series. Detroit, you might think, I'm giving you a lot of hopium right now. Give me the Tigers. You know what? Why? Because I don't know. Because it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. I don't know. Tarek Skubal is gonna absolutely just go off and insane. And I think the hitting will do just enough. Give me the Tigers.
Give me Kevin McGonigal,
Yes.
ALCS MVP.
Yes. All right. NLCS. We both have the same NLCS.
Dodgers in 5.
I'm gonna take the Dodgers in 6.
I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it too. All right, and then your World Series is a rematch between the Blue Jays and Dodgers.
And I also hate that. We're really going to do a repeat of last year, huh? Give me Dodgers in 7. I hate it, but it's just going to happen. It's bound to happen.
All right, and then my World Series, the Tigers and Dodgers. Give me the Dodgers in 4. And
Damn!
This will be the start of a year or 2 long lockout. Because we just can't have anything good.
That's true.
Damn.
Well, I guess we'll see in October and November, huh?
Yeah. But definitely. Definitely. So there's our MLB predictions. We spent a whole lot of time on that. We kind of just want to give the MLB some love here before we get, of course, the Final Four is this weekend. We're going to be talking like a little bit of that. And then plus also coming up, the NBA and NHL playoffs are coming around the corner. So we kind of just want to give the MLB some love there before the focus will start to become the NBA and the NHL playoffs. But anyways, we're going to definitely get a lot more in depth into the NBA and NHL playoffs when they come around. Oh yeah, my Minnesota Wild have clinched a playoff spot tonight. Yeah. Hopefully we can win a playoff series this year. But anyways, first of all, I just want to touch on a little bit of the NBA standings before just tightly. Of course, the Pistons, they are currently number 1 in the East. Yeah, they look like they plus won the Central Division if divisions really matter. Got the Celtics in 2nd, Knicks and Cavs clawing their way between 3rd and 4th. How about the Hawks in 5th? What the heck?
I think they've won like 15 of the last 17 or something like that.
Yeah, they are on a heater.
That's what the kids say, right?
Yeah. 76ers in 6th. The Raptors have kind of fallen into a play-in spot. And then the Hornets in a play-in spot. The Hornets. Wow. The Magic in 9th. Heat in 10th. And, of course, the Bucks, Bulls, Pacers, Nets, and Wizards all eliminated. Yeah, just right. We're pretty much in the same spot now.
The Hawks have won 17 of their last 19.
Absolutely insane. Look at the Western Conference. You got the Thunder. They're only 2 games above the Spurs for first place. So the Spurs are giving the Thunder fits there. And then there's everybody else. You got the Lakers in 3rd, the Nuggets in 4th, the Rockets in 5th, Timberwolves are in 6th. You got the Suns in 7th to play-in spot, and then Trailblazers, Clippers, and Warriors 8 through 10. They are guaranteed a play-in spot. Grizzlies, Pelicans, Mavericks, Jazz, and Kings are all eliminated. So Dre, very quickly here, what are your thoughts about this NBA here entering the playoffs? What comes out to mind?
I just think there's a lot of tanking because, like, obviously, like, oh wow, all these really bad teams. Like, there are still 3 teams with less than 20 wins with how many games left? Five or 6 games left per team. And I mean, I'm just going to touch on this real quick. I mean, I really hope the Bulls at this moment have the 9th pick, the Bucks have the 10th. But if the Portland Trailblazers stay hot and they end up making the playoffs, which means they win either one or lose one and win a play-in game, the Bulls get 2 first-round picks, which means they had 4 picks in the NBA draft this year, and I'd love that. But that's just me talking about the Bulls. But either way, I think the Pistons and the Celtics should be the favorites because, oh wow, they're the 1 and the 2 seed. But honestly, I don't like anybody in the play-in that much. The Hawks have been on a heater, but the Cavs and the Knicks don't scare me compared to those 2 teams. But then the Western Conference is just a gauntlet. I could see any of the top 6 making it to the finals. I could see the Timberwolves making it. I could see the Rockets. The Rockets would probably be my least favorite. And then I think if we're gonna go best to worst teams based off of like tendency of winning the finals, I think it'd go Thunder 1, Spurs 2, Nuggets 3, Timberwolves 4, Rockets 5, and Lakers 6. I just don't like. They're old. I mean, oh wow, you have Luka. If Luka doesn't get those calls in the playoffs, you're not going to be doing nothing. I think the Suns are under the radar team. I think they could make a surprise and beat some good team in the first round. But and then hopefully Portland wins, and then LA and Golden State don't surprise me. I mean, LA has won like 25 of their last 33 games or whatever it was, and they're a play-in game. But yeah, but the teams I really think that could win the finals are the Nuggets, Spurs, Thunder, Celtics, Pistons. And just based off you have to do that based off a record. This isn't like baseball where any given day you're going to put up a 10 spot and beat a number 1 seeded team.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, I think this is the Thunder's championship to lose again. But, Pistons, young and upcoming, they had playoff experience. They took the Knicks to the brink last year, so I think they'll be up. How about the Celtics? I mean, they're winning this much without Jason Tatum, and now he's back. The Celtics are going to be scary there. And then the Spurs, I mean, with Wemby, I mean, yes, they're young, but, they could be young and hungry with that squad. Definitely a lot to look forward to in this NBA. I'm looking forward to the NBA playoffs. I think it'll be a great playoffs. I love the stories. I love the stories about the Hornets. They're finally doing stuff. Bam Adebayo, 83-point game. I don't care what you say. That is awesome.
It's 83. It's crazy.
Exactly. The fact that you score 83 points, this ethicalness, who cares? Can we just have fun again?
Literally.
Seriously. Like, somebody scored 83. That's awesome. Come on now. We can't just... Oh, he scored 83. It wasn't ethical. Who cares? He scored 83. He scored 83. That's all that matters. I mean, the Hawks just winning all these games. That's a great story. The Sixers, their young backcourt. Great story. But those great stories could be rushed to an end because the Thunder go back-to-back. But, anyways, any other additional thoughts before we head into another league that is about to whip up, ready for playoffs?
I don't got nothing. I already know you're going to be talking about NHL. I'm going to let you coast until you're done.
Alrighty, so yeah, let's talk. All right, so yeah, let's talk about the NHL real quick. I know you're not definitely the expertise in NHL. I know it's my thing, but I'm just glad the Minnesota Wild finally clinched a playoff spot with their win over the Canucks tonight. But anyways, this NHL season's just been crazy, absolutely crazy. I mean, first of all, you got a tie for the Atlantic Division right now. The Lightning and Sabres right now are tied at first with 100 points. The Canadians are in third. They're only 2 points behind them. How about the resurgence of the Lightning is just ridiculous. The Sabres. Where did the heck they come from? They just got hot. Middle of the season, they continue to win. Their young core is starting to improve. The Canadians' young core, pretty great. And then the Bruins, they hold the top wildcard spot there in the Atlantic Division. They're only 4 points back of the Canadians, so they could definitely get back in it. So they'll be in the 7th seed at the playoffs start today. And then looking at the Metro Division, the Hurricanes clinched the playoff spot. They have 102 points. But then you got the Penguins in second in the division, 92. But the Islanders are only 3 points back of the Penguins. How about that? The Penguins doing what the Capitals kind of did last year. Sidney Crosby is just an ageless wonder at point, and just the rest of the gang. The Islanders, Matthew Schaefer in his rookie year is doing an incredible job right now, and the rest of the Islanders are doing really great right now. Of course, I mentioned the Bruins had the top wildcard spot, and then the Senators right now are holding the last wildcard spot. They have 88 points. And then after that, it's just bloodshed. This is so wide open. The Red Wings, they're tied with the Senators for that last wild card spot. The Blue Jackets, they have 88 points. They're tied with... So we got a 3-way tie right now in the Eastern for the last Eastern Conference wild card spot. The Flyers are only 2 points back. So a win equals 2 points. So if the Flyers win, that's gonna be a 4-way tie.
Washington's only 1 point behind the Flyers.
Yes, the Capitals are only 3 points behind the last wildcard spot. I mean, the Devils get hot. They only have 88. It's less likely. The Panthers and Maple Leafs still hanging around. The only team that is eliminated so far in the Eastern Conference is the New York Rangers. And what a soap opera that has been the past couple years. But we'll talk about that another day.
Why are the Blackhawks one of the only 3 teams that are eliminated, bro? They're so bad. At least they're not Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver's atrocious. Speaking of the Western Conference, the Minnesota Wild would be having home ice in the first round of the playoffs if it weren't for this dang Central Division. Oh my gosh. First of all, I got the Avalanche. They're probably going to win the President's Cup. They clinched the playoff spot. They have 108 points. Second, you got the Stars, who have 102. Then you got third in the Wild, 96. If the Wild were in any other... the Wild would be fourth in the Atlantic because the Atlantic's been on the heater recently. If they were the Metropolitan, they'd be second. But if they were in the Pacific Division, they'd be
first by almost 10 points.
Oh my gosh, that's just how crazy the Central Division... The Central Division is the best division in hockey, hands down. And then in the Pacific Division, first you got the Ducks. Oh, actually, you got a two-way tie. The Ducks and the Oilers are tied at first with 87 points. Oilers are hanging around, especially Leon Draisaitl is out for the rest of the regular season. So seeing the Oilers hang around at first, that's got to be pretty good for Edmonton fans. And the Golden Knights, they are in third right now, 84 points. They have been struggling, and they made a huge coaching change. They fired Bruce Cassidy and hired John Tortorella. Tortorella was the previous Flyers coach. He was coming off not that great of a tenure there, but Tortorella's going into a difficult situations. The Golden Knights just realized that this is an all-in year, and they're struggling right now, falling in their faces. So they made a panic move. They fired Cassidy. In comes Tortorella. I don't know. Not great in Vegas. At least good thing about me being a Wild fan, I do not have to worry about the Golden Knights again like this year. Nyquist was not offside. That was a ticky-tacky call. Whatever. I can't believe they call it. That offside call still does not enlighten me. But anyways, the wild card, the Mammoth are looking like they're running away with this. They have 84 points, top spot. And then, yes, even more. If you thought Eastern Conference was enough, the Western Conference is pretty much in the same scenario. Their wild card race is just absolutely bloodbath as well. You got the Sharks, who are holding on to the last wild card spot with 79 points. Then you got the Kings, 78. They're 1 point back. The Predators, they have 77. They're 2 points back. The Jets, they're winning all of a sudden. They look like they were a lost cause a couple weeks ago. Now they're 76 points. They are 3 points back of the Sharks. The Kraken, 75 points. they're 4 points away. The Blues, 74, they're 5 points. This is just ridiculous. This has got to be one of the greatest NHL regular season finishes that we're ever going to see. And the Flames, they're kind of still alive. They're 9 points back. They have 78. And, of course, your Blackhawks are eliminated in the Canucks. The Canucks are by far the worst NHL team. By far the worst team in the league. Like, that's a soap opera of themselves. They trade away Quinn Hughes to the Minnesota Wild in the middle of the season. But, anyways, let's look at your NHL standings. Dre, do you have any thoughts before we enter playoff time here in the NHL?
Bro, all I know is the Blackhawks. Why you asking me about the playoffs when they're not even in it?
Yeah. So about that. But we're definitely going to dive in a lot more into NHL playoffs when it gets time. That and the NBA playoffs. But we're getting to that. We're getting to the end of this. But I did say we're going to talk about J. Cole. So let's talk about J. Cole. Because he's doing something sports related. So J. Cole, the rapper, of course. First of all, before I get to this news, Dre, have you listened to The Fall Off?
No, I don't even listen to J. Cole.
Damn. I listened to Fall Off. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the album. Best song. What would I say the best song on there is? I don't know. There's a lot of bangers. Only You is great. I loved Her Again was great. I loved Ocean Way. I guess I'd say 39 Intro. I love 39 Intro. Safety was pretty good. There's a lot of bangers on that. But anyways, so J. Cole is signing with Chinese League's Nanjing Monkey Kings. So he's going to go play basketball in China. So 2 months after he released his final album of his entire career, he is now going to be playing basketball in China. I think this is the third time that he's playing professional, so he's done this before. He's 41 years old, and he's going to be playing basketball in China.
That makes no sense to me. You want my opinion on it? Yeah, you want my opinion?
Yeah.
It makes no sense, bro. You're 41. You're a multi-millionaire. Just rest, bro. Go shoot some hoops in L.A. Go to the L.A. Fitness, dog. That's all you gotta do. Like, maybe if you weren't like the greatest rapper of all time and didn't have millions of dollars and they offered you to do it, sure, go for it. At 41 years old, go for it. You are a multi-millionaire. You have multiple rap songs that have millions, if not a billion, listens on them. I mean, altogether, you probably have over billions of listens on all your songs, and it's just like, dude, just let it go. Retire, since you just said he made his last album. Retire, go shoot some hoops with... Does he have kids? I don't even know if he has kids.
Yeah, he does.
He does? Then go shoot some hoops with your kids. Go shoot some hoops at the LA Fitness, like I said. Go shoot some hoops on the beach. Don't try to go play professionally. Yeah. Cole, is one of them Cole Anthony? I don't know. I always just think that it looks... No, I know.
Great, yeah. But, yeah, anyways, J. Cole is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. What he's been doing, driving his old Honda Civic and just playing his album while giving people... first of all, selling his CDs in his old Honda Civic and just giving people rides while listening to his album, I thought was wholesome. Yeah, great one for J. Cole to go out, but very interesting. Now he's going back to basketball, I just thought. But anyways, I thought I kind of ended off this episode with a kind of funny story, interesting story. We talk serious here about all the sports, but then, J. Cole playing in China. I thought was cool. I that is crazy. Me personally, I love my favorite rapper is Kendrick Lamar. Even though Kendrick and J. Cole kind of beats, I do love me some J. Cole. Hey, Drake fans. Hold up. I do like me some Drake as well. I just like hip hop as a whole. But, anyways, yeah. But that will do it for this episode. We are running about an hour and 15 now. It's been a long one, longer than normal, but that will do it. Hopefully, we can try to post more consistently. I know I got a lot of stuff going on, but I'll definitely this summer I'll try to increase more output. But anyways, Dre, your final thoughts before we head off.
Well, I already got a plan. If you don't want to record, I'll record tomorrow. But if we're both gonna go, I'm just gonna let you know what we're gonna talk about tomorrow. We're gonna talk more in depth about NBA seeding and the NHL seeding. We're gonna do NFL mock draft because that's right around the corner too. That's right around the corner.
Oh yeah, late April. Yeah, April's just a fun time to be a sports fan all around. Absolutely.
And then I would say NBA draft, but I mean technically the lottery is all figured out, basically. But you'd have to go through the play-in games. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing else we really look at. Look at some college basketball crown, some NIT. Those couple games happened tonight. We could talk about it tomorrow for the people who want to check in on it. But and yeah, the Final Four isn't until Saturday, so tomorrow's Friday. So stay tuned, and hopefully we have another episode up for you guys.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So yeah, they'll do it. Once again, Mike Harmon there, Andre Tainter over there. So yeah, thank you all for so much. If you made it to this long, you have a tremendous attention span. I mean,
That is true.
I mean, it's just incredible that you have gone this long. Because usually TikTok and Instagram Reels, all that fries people's brains. But the fact
That is true. That is true.
The fact that you stayed, consider yourself a legend. Because I bet nobody else could sit through an hour and 50 minutes of this. Consider yourself a legend. Pat yourself on the back today.
Yes, sir.
Now
Thank you all for watching, dude.
Yeah. Now go outside and touch some grass. Seriously, the grass has been waiting for you all day. Go touch it. Go. 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 Alright, but anyways, thank you all so much for watching this again, and we'll see you in the next episode.